Matt here, Atlas Precision Consulting. In today's video, we're going to talk about the exported Excel document used for mass update. Now, I'm on my mass update screen. This is the query that I just used to do an export. And the reason I wanted to keep it up because I wanted to bring up the Excel document that came out just to remind you that the pages at the bottom line up with the tabs at the bottom of your mass update screen, which again also match to tabs within item maintenance, which is where I'm doing this mass update. So let's make this document a little bigger. The most important thing I can tell you about these Excel documents is this first column here, this ID column. This ID column on every other following tab or page is going to be referred to as the main ID. This is just telling P21 that this relates back to this item on the general tab. If those numbers get out of whack, if you accidentally delete something that doesn't line up, you're going to have errors and things like that. While we're talking about deleting, just because I exported this with 3 items doesn't necessarily mean I have to re-import it with 3, or maybe I forgot an item and I can kind of type in there and build my own document. I would say that's a little bit more advanced, but you can build your own template documents that you can reuse over and over and over again. But I generally recommend do an export, manipulate the data, and re-import it back in. So again, it's important to know, but if you do decide to delete, like let's say we deleted off this ID3, that anywhere main ID3 is, you're going to want to delete those lines as well. Now, the reason why we only have 3 on the general, but we have 6 here on the cost tab, well, the cost tab has a location assigned to it. And you can see in this system I have a location 10 and a location 20, which is why that data is repeating. But you'll notice that it still repeats this main ID because there is only 1, 2, 3. There is no any further than that on this general tab. Replenishment is the same way. Some may not have multiples. Like if we go to the supplier detail, you only see 1, 2, 3. And that's because these items only have 1 supplier. If they had multiple suppliers, unless I had filtered it down to just 1 specific supplier, those lines would have multiples as well, but they would again all have corresponding main IDs, which go back to that general tab ID. It's a matter of just updating this data. So if I want to change this to 65 cents, 85 cents, and 285, save the document and I can import it and it'll have those changes. You don't have to save it as the same name. You can name it what you want for easy reference and lookup. I will tell you that there are some fields that you can change and some fields you can't. Obviously, something like item ID you can't change. You can't do an item rename, and you can't add new items per se with this standard setup like this. Also, you will find some fields that, even though it lets you update them, that cause some errors. And I wanted to call out this one particular location cost on the supplier by location tab. If you manually do this in P21, it asks you, do you want to apply to other locations? When you import, it automatically says yes to that question. So I have this same item here. If I had this one at $25 and this one at $50, when I import this, both are going to end up being 50 because 50 is the last one for that item. So you just need to do a lot of playing in a test environment or a play environment. Again, save this file as whatever you want to name it, just so you can remember. We'll cover importing it into another video. Make sure you guys put any comments or questions you have down below. If you want to see videos on other topics, put that down below. Make sure you like and subscribe. And as always, Atlas is here for your P21 needs.